Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. And we have, as you know, a new moon total solar eclipse today. And it's in Aries, and today is the 8th of April. And there's been a lot of hype around this eclipse in particular. And you'll have to excuse me if I wriggle around a bit, because I do have quite a bit of discomfort from the pain, but I'm not going to talk about that now, because what I do want to talk about is the fact that when I woke up this morning, I had an absolute compelling urge to do this live. Firstly, because I want to dispel some myths. Because I don't know, what I'd like you to do is to check in to how you feel at the moment, because I think the energy, even of the last 24 hours, has been very electric, is the only way I can describe it. It's been humming, buzzing, it's been vibrant, and it's as if there is this collective consciousness sense of impending excitement, anticipation. Some people are going down the road of doom. Don't do that. This is nothing about doom. And that's another thing I want to say, because, you know, we live in the 21st century, and we are allegedly a civilized society. And we go to school, well, most of us do, and we understand about life and the way the universe works. And we know that this solar eclipse is because the moon is passing between the sun and the earth, so that the shadow of the moon will fall across the sun. Now, you can imagine how in ancient times this came across to primitive people and tribes, and why eclipses, in a sense, got very bad kind of press, because they were seen as portents of doom. And this is what I really want to try and dispel the fears, because I've heard words bandied around today such as Armageddon, the rapture, and hey people, what are we talking about? There is nothing about this. This is an astronomy phenomena. It is not a kind of hand of God kind of event designed to cause havoc amongst us all. I'm going to come to the astrological energies in a minute, and I'm going to come to what I feel the energetic energies are of this particular eclipse, and why I felt so compelled to come on, because I'm, as you can see, not very comfortable sitting the way I'm sitting. And I am actually going to keep this live quite brief, because I think after 20 minutes, I'm going to need to stand up. So first of all, I want to say the ancients did see eclipses as portents of change. And I don't disagree with that. I do think that there is something very symbolic for the planet in itself, and for all of us, as we energetically and consciously sense the fact that for half the planet, day will become night again for a few minutes. This is a weird experience. It's happened to me once. I viewed I think it was the 1999 eclipse in August. And I was in Central Europe, in Luxembourg, for that. And it is the strangest of feelings, because suddenly all the birds stop singing. It goes deathly quiet, and it goes pitch black. And if it's been windy, the wind stops. It is extraordinary. So if you're in North America, Mexico, Canada, and you are lucky or fortunate enough, and I see Regina is saying it's cloudy in New York, that's a shame because you won't get to see it. But if you are in a part of the continent that has an ability to be exposed to this energy, do so safely, I hasten to add, because it is very dangerous to look directly at an eclipse without proper eye protection. For obvious reasons, it will burn your retinas and it will blind you. Now, maybe the ancients experienced that happening. Hence, eclipses gained this bad press that it can cause, terrible things, blindness, death, being awful things that can happen to you. And so, in a sense, yes, an eclipse is very powerful. And it shows us the power of our solar system and also the amazing mathematical precision with which our solar system is designed by the divine. Now, let's slip now into the kind of what I call energetic consciousness energies of this eclipse for here and now. Because firstly, let's also I will bring in the astrology as well. Now, we know this eclipse is in Aries, which means it's opposite the sign of Libra. If you know your chart well and you have any points, that means a planet, a personal planet, or the sun, or the moon, or a point like the MC, the IC, or the descendant, or the ascendant at 19 degrees and 23 minutes, then this eclipse will personally affect you. But it doesn't mean it's bad. First of all, we have to remember that eclipses, or this eclipse, this total solar eclipse, is a new moon. It's about new beginnings. It's about new opportunities. Now, with that, it could remove things that are well past their sell-by date, that maybe either personally we should have let go of or collectively we should have let go of, to absolutely clean sweep, clear the decks, get everything to a point where the new can come in. That is what I think energetically is so powerful about the energy of this eclipse, because it is also conjunct Chiron. Now, Chiron, as you know, is a space object, part of the Centaurs, which is a group of space objects called the Centaurs. Chiron was the chief centaur. Now, Chiron is about the wounds we all carry. I'm carrying one huge wound in my spine currently, which is reminding me with every second that passes that I'm not going to do this for very long. And how long have I been going? 9 minutes. We're good. We're good for at least another 9 minutes. And this eclipse can bring about the healing we may need in the part of the chart that it falls for us personally. But let's also look collectively at the planet, because this eclipse is very important for the United States of America and for Canada and for Mexico. That's because the totality, the path of totality goes right across North America towards New York and then off up towards the Arctic. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is that this part of the planet feels the intensity of this cosmic energy so profoundly. So the people in general, the collective, will be emotionally affected by the energy that is kind of exuded by this eclipse. And what we have to return is we are still within the energies of the Pluto return for the United States, which is bringing massive change and electoral change to the United States. Now, interestingly, today, the US is also experiencing its Chiron return, which means Chiron has returned today to the point it was at 50-something years ago the last time. Now, I haven't had time to look up to see what was happening 50 years ago for the United States, but it may be really interesting for you to look up in the news to see what was actually happening 50 years ago, because that could give you a kind of glimpse of what you can expect from the energy of this particular eclipse for the United States. Now it's Aries. Aries is about leadership. Aries is about the big I am. So it's an eclipse. So this is about anyone who is caught in the big I am, anyone who is caught in their ego, in their narcissism, is going to have their lights switched off for a while. They will be shut down for a while. Now you can take that for the metaphor that is intended. I do not know what that means. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling on an energetic level. But anyone, and this goes on a personal level, if you are full of your ego, if you are caught in your ego, if you are caught in your narcissism, then what is happening is that your thunder is going to be switched off. Your ego is going to be put in check. You are going to be beaten, if you like, into submission. Now, the thought that's just come to me, which is very interesting, is about where this eclipse falls in my chart. Now, this might be helpful for all of you. If you've got any of you out there have Aries in the 9th house. So this is if you are a Leo ascendant or a Leo sun. So I've got this eclipse happening in my 9th house, more or less conjunct my MC. And it's conjunct my natal Venus. So my Venus is very much about my appearance, how I appear to all of you, how I come across, my self-worth. Now, I think what is super interesting is that because of what I've been going through with the surgery, and because I'm in no fit state to sit in front of a makeup mirror and do my hair and my makeup like you always see me looking so kind of, you know, well-groomed, I'm coming to you absolutely neat and raw today with my red raw chin caused from lying face down for 8.5 hours in a rubber head brace to have spinal surgery. I still have part of my head here that I have no feeling in from the pressure of my head for 8.5 hours being pushed into this head brace. And this bit of my chin that's all red feels like a rhinoceros's bottom. And I think it's super interesting because this is like, you know, when I was much younger, I very much had a narcissistic and kind of egocentric center. I had to have that to survive because we do need a certain amount of narcissism and ego to get by in life in general. Now, what YouTube has taught me is to let go of all of that and to actually allow my authentic self to come through. And if you remember a few weeks ago for the week ahead's astrology, I used the word authenticity. Now, it's not going to get more authentic than this today, to see me wriggling in my seat, clearly in discomfort, which is why I'm not going to go on for too long, clearly in pain, and with none of my regalia on. No jewelry, no rings, no earrings, no chains. I am naked. Now let's take this metaphor for the eclipse. This is what the eclipse is doing for me. It's helping me face my authentic self and live my authentic self and be who I can be in absolute naked reality without any of the trappings and the trimmings. That it's okay to show myself as I truly am. And if people don't like that, it's not my problem. Because what I hope comes out is my soul. Because it's my soul that pushed me to program this live this morning, to do this live, to say whatever it is I've been saying today, because I have no idea what's coming out. I did very little preparation. I just knew I had things I needed to say, and I had to say them. And it was very much eclipse based. So let's say for me and anyone out there, Leo rising, Leo ascendant, anyone with a point at 19 degrees of of Aries, then, and if you're a Leo rising, then this could very much be about how you are honest and authentic with yourself. It can also be how you appear on the public stage, because with me it's conjunct the MC, the midheaven, which is putting us out there. Now I'm thinking of a certain gentleman in the United States who has a very strong ego and narcissistic front. And I know that this eclipse is very much affecting his chart. And, you know, if he's watching, if he's listening, he needs to be careful today. He could trip himself up. He may just fall over himself or over the next few days and weeks, because that's the other important thing to mention about the eclipse is the events that are triggered by today's energy are not necessarily acted out today. They are something that can happen over the next few months, 6 months. This is a point in time. It's a trigger point. And when you all in the United States experience that totality from the sun, where the sun gets blotted out. Remember, the sun is our soul, our beating heart. It's our cat hair. It's our beating heart. It's our soul. It's our very source. It's the divine. For a few moments, it gets switched off. You have to rely on the heart and beating soul of yourself to sustain you, which is almost like a really important message from the divine saying, don't always rely on me, rely on you, because I am you. You are me. Please rely on you. Know that you have the strength that you need to run your life well, to achieve what you want in your life. To do, anyone can do what I've done. I set this channel up 4 years ago at the beginning of COVID, and I just kept doing it. I just kept making videos and putting them out there. And then I made a website, and then I started taking clients, and the rest is history. So anyone can do what I'm doing. If they have something to say, then we have to stand up and say what needs to be said. Now, read the astrology. Coming back to this Chiron and the Chiron return for the United States. Chiron is the deep wound that the United States has suffered, I would say, over the last 200 years. And that this needs to heal before the United States can flip its energy into a positive way forward, rebuild, restructure its whole constitution and the way it works with other countries, works with the communities of the country, to actually work together in harmony and heal each other. There's this word, this sentence came to me this morning, which was, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was love. Where has love gone? What has happened to love? Why are people not showing respect and love for each other? Because that is what is needed. For this Chiron wound to heal, then love and very good positive communication has to take place. Remember, Mercury is also in Aries, but retrograde. And because Mercury is retrograde, it's giving us a chance to revisit, review, renew, relook at, and redo and revamp, and just reunite. Because nobody is reuniting, nobody is joining together. We've got half the world trying to kill each other, and the other half saying, oh, whatever, not my problem. As long as I get my money at the end of each month, I don't care what happens. People, hey, wake up. This eclipse is your wake-up call. Wake up. This is where we've all got to stand up and be counted. We have to start showing respect for each other. We have to start showing respect for ourselves. We have to start valuing ourselves. We have to start saying, I, me, I am strong. I can be part of this kind of movement of community, of love towards change for the highest good of ourselves and the highest good of everybody else. That is such an important phrase that I learnt from the wonderful British astrologer Pam Gregory. As you know, I often quote her. Now, I don't have time to look at your live chat today because it's going to be too painful for me. I want to remind you that the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction is coming fast and furiously, and that all this energy, including the eclipse, we could see more extreme weather conditions, more earthquakes. There was one in New York a few days ago. We could see earthquakes in the most unusual places. And we've also got to look at the fact that Saturn is getting closer to Mars in Pisces, and this can see a cooling down of assertion and aggressive behavior, which has to be a good thing. So I do think that the Israel-Gaza situation is going to cool down. I think that people are going to, it's almost like this eclipse is bringing us to the brink of Armageddon. And I'm being dramatic, but I'm being dramatic for a reason. And that suddenly the powers that be go, whoa, stop. This is not the way it's supposed to be. It doesn't have to be this way. You know, I'm sitting here today and I'm going to show you in the most beautiful apartment with the most beautiful view of the Mediterranean Sea. And this is the world. This is the planet. This, excuse my shaking hand. This is what we have to preserve. This is what we have to respect. Things are going to get tough. Everything gets tough before it gets better. It's a little bit like me with my back, and I'll just now give you a very quick update on my health. I'm doing really well. It's only 2 weeks tomorrow since I had the surgery, 8.5 hour surgery. I've got a lot of muscular pain around the wound in the spine. My spine has been partly rebuilt using titanium. I can stand up straight, which is just so super exciting. So also this Chiron with the eclipse today for me is about the healing that I need. And also I'm being very disciplined doing my physio and my exercises. I've lost loads of weight, as you can probably see, which is being really helpful. And I know I have to take it slow and steady. As Jerry says, slow and steady wins the race. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Now, I'm not sure when I will be able to resume my live week aheads, maybe in a couple of weeks. I don't think this weekend, but maybe in another couple of weeks, I will be good to do like a 20-minute, half hour now. Because look what I've done again. I've gone and done nearly half an hour. Isn't that typical of me? And I just want to say a huge, huge big thank you to all of you who have left some beautiful, wonderful, loving, inspiring comments on my YouTube channel, on some of the shorter videos, you know, kind of catch-ups that I've done. And I just haven't been in the right headspace to go back and read everything and do the click like heart or comment. So be patient with me, but I know you are, because and I want to give a big shout out to Andy Walsh, because she has been an absolute, she's one of our lovely subscribers. She's kind of like the head of Team Soul Fam, and she has just been absolutely amazing and been really, really just very inspiring and motivational to me. I see Regina is saying you're doing a ritual. I think that's a wonderful idea, Regina. And I think in general, that is a very good idea for all of you. Respect the energy of this eclipse. This is a once in a lifetime energy today. This is why I had to come on and do this live. I could not miss this opportunity. This was too important to let just pass by. So I will be back soon. I've got a couple more pre-recorded videos coming out. One is the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, that's coming out soon. And also Neptune, as part of the Outer Planet series, is coming out on the 18th of April. So I am going to go now because I need to stand up, because my back is really beginning to kill me. But I want to say you're all absolutely friggin' awesome. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've now got to try and find the button to stop the live stream. I'm not sure where it is on the mobile. Never mind, I'll find it. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Share it, please, on Facebook. Get this message out there. The more people we can connect with to remind people that we have to work together in life on this planet. We have to be part of love. We have to live love. And if we can live love and be love, then we will succeed. Okay, signing off. I'm going. I think I pressed this button up here. So bye for now. See you soon.